Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again, my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time my all-time favourite singers, my all-time favourite bands. If I said, "Here's a song for ya," would you be able to guess who I'm talking about? Assuming you haven't looked at the thumbnail, which would be a bit of a giveaway because there's probably going to be some sort of cleverly photoshopped picture of me next to David Coverdale and Whitesnake. Before I go any further, see? I think it's important to note that David Coverdale is 70 years old. 70. And this performance that I'm going to watch and react to is from May 2022. The reason why I'm doing that is because there has been some somewhat unsavoury aspersions cast on his current ability to actually do the gig, you know. He's 70 years old, just remember that. Justin Hawkins rides again. David Coverdale's just got one of those voices. He's the guy that helped to invent what rock singing actually means. His work in Deep Purple was exemplary. I've been a fan since I was about 14, I think. It's the kind of band that appeals to a 14-year-old in the late 80s, obviously. It's Whitesnake doing the farewell tour with Foreigner, another one of my favourite bands, and Europe, brilliant band. Is that right? I think I got that right, anyway. Now, somebody I know went to one of these shows and was so disappointed by the vocal that she took her T-shirt back to the merch stand, asked for the money back, and actually left the building before the set was concluded. My view on these things is when somebody's contributed what David Coverdale has to rock, you watch the show. You go. I think you should go. I would love to see him, even if he's not doing his best work, because it's a farewell tour. You're never going to get another chance to see Whitesnake live. Okay, so this is Whitesnake at the O2 Arena. Good little venue. London, May 2022. Slide it in. Beautiful. Okay, here's David Coverdale in a shirt, prowling. His hair's magnificent. I love looking at David Coverdale. I actually have experienced something that I've watched David Coverdale flirting with my own mother and vice versa. It was not comfortable, but it was David Coverdale. What are you going to do? We were playing with Whitesnake at Ipswich Theatre somewhere, years and years ago. And my mother was walking along the corridor. David Coverdale was walking in the other direction. And as they passed one another awkwardly, trying to sort of jostle for who goes what, and he was trying to be a gentleman. And my mum just went, well, make way for royalty. And he went, oh, me or you? And all these kind of... Just watching this exchange unfold was... it made me vomit in my mouth in a good way, you know, because it's David Coverdale and my mum. While my dad looked on helpless. I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people over the years. Yeah, the thing is, you don't want him singing the slide it in thing. He's a magician, you know. You let the other guys do the heavy lifting on the chorus. Just David Coverdale will interject when he sees fit, and when he does, his voice is, well, it's David Coverdale. It sounds like it's supposed to. But you know, I'm going to admit this. There's some sort of singing in the earlier part of his oeuvre, which probably requires a bit more acrobatics than we're seeing here. But let's carry on.
Anybody here as old as me?
Yeah.
Here's a song for you.
Here's a song for you. That's his favourite. Oh, I remember listening to him on when Whitesnake were playing at the Monsters of Rock. It might have been that 1991 when AC/DC were there as well. And the whole thing was broadcast on the radio, and I sat there as a 14-year-old boy listening to him, and in between every song he was like, "Here's a song for ya!" And it's just fucking brilliant. It was like, oh wow. And I just wished I was there, but I was 14 and, you know, in Lowestoft. See, I don't know how people can complain about David Coverdale's singing. Like, if you're actually standing in the crowd singing along with him, which is what you're supposed to be doing when you're celebrating a career like that during the farewell tour, you're not going to be able to hear what he's doing. Like, just looking at this footage here, which is probably somebody's phone, around about the first or between rows 1 and 5, which is where you want to be. It's not going to be mental at the front of a Whitesnake concert. The lead singer is 70 years old. You can be down the front and actually take part in this thing. And if you are sort of there and everyone's singing along, you're not going to be able to hear him. I don't know how anybody can make an accurate assessment on his ability when you're surrounded by blokes who are probably not in their 70s but are just shouting at the top of their lungs. Yeah. Leaving. When you get that, it's the recognisable timbre of Coverdale. There's nothing wrong with it, but he is being economical about which parts he chooses to sort of sing. He's still got the moves though, hasn't he? Got something in that sort of it's like when you hear people doing that, you know that they're sort of singing around to try and find a way of just getting those notes and putting some attitude in it. The way he's singing right now reminds me of the way sort of Ian Gillan sings at the moment. It's not the same as it was, as to quote the great Harry Styles, but why the fuck would anybody expect it to be as it was? Like, he's not singing, he's not doing what is something that everybody can do. I mean, he's never been. He's a foot fully on the gas kind of singer, and after this many years of doing that, this is the best you're going to get. But he's got so many things hanging off his jeans. How can you be expected to sing when you've got all that dangling down there? That's got to be putting a lot of pressure on his hips as well. But of course, you know, they are indeed snake hips, so Whitesnake hips, if you will. I don't know, if I'm 70 and I'm wearing jeans that tight, I'm happy. I mean, I'm 47, I can't be asked with tight jeans anymore. Or can I? Oh, Fall for Your Loving, that's my favourite one. I love that song. I was born under a bad sign, left out in the cold. I'm a lonely man who knows just what it means to lose control. Great song. Okay, he's not singing the chorus, but he doesn't need to. Yeah, okay. Well, he's lost a bit of power, hasn't he? It is the farewell tour, and I think this is most probably why. But when he gets, he gets a run up to a note and he's had a little break and there's been a bit of amazing guitar playing, and then he comes in, I'm tired of hiding my feelings. That line there is just like, it doesn't kick as much ass as it used to, but it's kicking enough ass for tonight. It's got to be. I mean, his fucking band sounds amazing. It's hilarious. It really is like, they sound like 1987 Whitesnake, proper. That sounds proper. The singing is not as great as it used to be, but okay, well, he hasn't sung the pre-chorus. I've done that before. Like, sometimes when you sort of sing and you're losing confidence in your voice and you want to hear the crowd a bit, you might sing with your microphone about here, but the thing about these microphones is that they're designed to sort of shield the sound source, which is your voice, from the things around you. So it only really is effective when you have it here. You know, when you have it back here, you might pick up something, but you're going to be picking up a lot of the band as well, and it's nearly impossible for the sound guy to actually do an effective bit of mixing. I mean, he might well be singing at the top of his lungs when the microphone's there. You're not hardly going to hear it, I don't think. Simple mic technique, you want it here. So when he's there, I always feel like when I see a singer doing that, it's most probably because they've lost confidence in the notes that they're going for at that moment. I've done it myself. I've seen other people do it, and I think I'm seeing it now. So when it gets going down the only, so he gets that down the only is there. And then when he sort of realizes that he's maybe not got the power he needs at that point, he backs off and he lets the crowd do it. I mean, I think it's just a question of what you want from a gig. If you want to go to like a celebration of an amazing era of music with some guys that actually helps to define what that genre actually means, I'd go. I mean, I'd fucking go. It doesn't matter to me because I will be sitting there. I'll be singing all those songs, front row, hands in the air, having a great time. And it's a farewell tour, so by its nature, it's nostalgic. But I think if you're expected to see like the kind of David Coverdale in his pomp giving a vocal masterclass, it probably isn't going to be the right gig for you. But I personally would go, and I'd probably have a great night out as well. I mean, I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? A great night out. After the times we've had in the last couple of years, I mean, ideally, I think even 2 years ago, David Coverdale probably would have been a better singer. You know, who knows how COVID affects us? We're just sat in our houses doing fuck all, and then you're suddenly expected to, you know, the machine to sort of crank into action and everything to be as it was. It's not. It doesn't work like that. But you know, as I said, I'll see you down the front next time Whitesnake are playing anywhere near me. I'm down there, rocking. And I hope you are too. Please, to enjoy. Justin Hawkins writes again. What was that? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos. Nice one, guys. Here's a song for ya! That was an episode for ya!